Kelly is in Philadelphia. Hi, Kelly. How are you?
Hi, Dave. It's such a pleasure to speak with you.
You too. How can I help?
So I am a solopreneur, one-woman show. I am a computer programmer and also consultant. I'm on track to make 150 by the end of the year. But
Way to go.
Thank you. If I really push myself, I'll hit 220. But that's part of the problem. I'm just utterly exhausted. I know that I'm at the point that I should be hiring, but I don't know the right way to go about it in terms that, one, I don't know how much money I'm supposed to really have in the bank before I make that decision. There's definitely enough opportunity, and I have more than enough work that I can start splitting it off, and then if I had to, I could get more work easily. I'm not kidding. At least once a week, I turn down work. And so I'm comfortable in that aspect, but I'm thinking to myself, I'm already maxed out on hours. How am I supposed to spend time with a new hire, getting them acclimated when I'm kind of already maxed out trying to hit my deadlines that I have, like my current obligations? So those are my two main questions.
Part of the investment that you're going to make is not just money, it's loss of revenue because you have to spend time. Mm-hmm. This is you taking a step back in order to take 5 steps forward. And so, yes, you're going to use up some of what would have been productive time to invest in the future by training someone. No way around it. There's no exception. You can't not do that because otherwise they put out crap and it has your name on it.
Right.
So you're going to step back and you're going to say, all right, I'm going to allocate this many hours, and that's a pay cut for me to get this person up and running so that I make more later. So what type of programming are you doing? What's the language?
Sure. So I focus primarily on Microsoft products, and the programming's in VBA, yep. And then we use a lot of the automation tools that they have. So like if we don't have to write code, then we won't do code, but when code's necessary, we use VBA.
Okay. All right. So you're mainly functioning in the Microsoft suite. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. That's good. And so it's easy to hire because they either have the certifications or they don't.
Oh, correct. Yeah, it'll be easy to find someone that knows what they're doing, but the right person, right?
Yeah. And so the training is, it's not like you're teaching them to code, for God's sakes. You're just teaching them to organize the process and deliver it the way that you like it delivered.
Well, so I'm not teaching them how to code, but they do have to adhere to my standards for how I code.
Exactly.
Because
yeah, but I'm just saying, in other words, you're using products they already know how to use. The organization and the application to your standards is the only training.
Yes. Correct.
That's different than teaching somebody how to do it.
Right.
That's a lot easier, actually, than teaching somebody how to do it. In other words, they're going to get it in 90 days or you need to fire them.
Okay.
You made a bad hire, right? I mean, if they know how to run the tools and they can't run them to your standards, you're going to know that very, very quickly, aren't you?
Yeah, and I think hearing like you say 90 days, like I need those benchmarks for myself because I don't know.
I made that up. I'm not a programmer. I'm not a programmer. I got 400 of them working here, but I don't have any idea what they do. So, but I mean, I get the difference between writing code and using tools. Okay, I understand that concept. So, But what I'm saying is that we have things we do here. If we hire someone to run an audio board for a live event or for a podcast or for whatever we're doing, okay, then they need to know how to run an audio board before they come here, or we shouldn't hire them, right? So they already have the skill set, but then all we've got to do is say, okay, here's our standards. Here's the way we expect a room to sound. We do not accept bounce back. We do not accept this. I don't want to hear about concrete. Shut up. Figure this out. Get your configurations right. Get your gains set. And we do I've done live events for 30 years, and so there's people who can tune a room and some people who can't. All right? And so I don't know how to do it, but I do know when it's right. And in your case, you do know how to do it, and you're going to know how it's right. So I can walk into a room, though, and tell that audio guy doesn't know what he's doing. He's not meeting our standards, right? Mm-hmm. Same situation, but metaphorically anyway. So I think you're going to find this. If it takes 90 days, I'll be surprised if you hire the right person. Now, don't try to underpay and train someone They need to already have the skills. You do not have time to do this from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be too costly.
Right, right.
So this is not a junior programmer. It's not a Dev 1.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking too. And then, so there was someone that was very interested, and we had worked previously together, and we went over salary, and it was just what they were asking for. I just couldn't do. And the big thing was like the health benefits. It like shot the salary up by like 20,000. And I'm like, oh, this is crazy.
You just didn't get the right person. Because listen,
okay.
When you're a 2-person operation, if they need benefits, you're talking to the wrong people.
But how do you factor that into the salary?
You don't.
Okay.
That's their problem. It's 2 people.
Okay.
Benefits packages are people who want to work for Goober corporate America. What you've got is an opportunity to grow a business, and this person's going to come alongside you. Hey, we're going to grow this thing, and as it grows, you could end up managing 6 or 8 people doing what you're doing. If you're good at this and you develop some people skills, and I'll work with you on both. Get in here and let's grow this thing together. Join the team. But it's not, oh, what can I get? Listen, if you're interviewing people, if the interview changes at any point or starts with what can they get rather than what they can give, in the interview.
Okay.
They're takers. They're not givers. They need to be adding value. And it's fair for them to know what they're going to get paid. But if this person wants a big suite of corporate benefits, they shouldn't be talking to Kelly in Philadelphia, because Kelly's a one-man solopreneur. We don't have a suite of benefits. Our benefit is, here, your check clears. That's your benefit.
Wait, how do you make them feel valued and like you're rewarding them financially? Like, how do I leverage that? Because
the way they feel valued is they actually get to work with humans instead of idiots in corporate America. You feel valued. You could do what you do if you went over to corporate America and they take 80 hours a week out of your butt. You know what that looks like, and they treat you like a robot. And the first little time they want to raise dadgum stock price, they put you on the street. They treat you like a commodity, not a human. They don't know your name. They don't know your kids' names. They don't know your mama's got cancer. But you do. You're small business. You got heart. And that's somebody that wants to work for you is who you need. If they need, we're not trying to compete with benefits and pay for corporate America. If that's what you want, hit the door. I can't help you. I can't help you. I got a pretty good benefits suite with 1,100 team members here. But even today, I can't compete with freaking Google or something. If you want to go to work for Google, go Google. That's fine. But you wouldn't have fit in here anyway. So, because we don't think that way. So what we're trying to do is add value and change the world. And what you're doing there is that. So your benefit is that you're going to treat them like a human being. That's your cost different. I mean, your brand differentiation as far as hiring someone. So the first thing is, yes, you're going to take a step back. You're going to make a little less money, but you need to define the short period of time. The person you were trying to hire was either not a fit because they're just looking for big money and big benefits, and they're not caring about the overall picture of this, and so they weren't a fit. It wasn't that they were overqualified. It was that they didn't have the right values and didn't want to be where you are. That they were more impressed with the office or the whatever at the other place. That's fine. So just keep looking. But you should get someone talented enough. You don't have to dumb down your requirements that they can meet your standards within 30 to 90 days. And then you're not going to lose that much doing that. And pretty quickly, you're going to add enough work back to have covered the offset on that. Now, how much money should you have saved and set aside for that? Enough to make sure you can pay them and you can still eat. So if you got enough work coming in to pay them and still eat, and you've got that already on the books, you already got that in the pipeline, then you're probably okay to have very little money set aside, $5,000, $10,000 or something like that. But you don't need $100,000 in the bank in retained earnings as a solopreneur to make your first hire. That's not necessary, as long as you've got work coming in. And it sounds like you got work coming in. So, but have someone that's going to add energy to the equation, not draw energy from the equation, because you're already tired. You want to be really tired? Try to manage some idiot that's supposed to be working for corporate America and they're now working for you. That'll make you really tired. So don't do that. Get somebody in there who's got that entrepreneurial flair. They can see that, you and me together, we could grow this thing. You could end up making a lot of money managing a team of 20 people doing what you're doing, if you develop the people skills and the programming skills to take this further, this is the promise we make you when you come on with Ramsey, because we're growing. But we can't compete with corporate America here. We don't want to. I don't want the people that want to work there. I don't want them in the building. And if they come in the building accidentally, they don't stay. So, that's how that works. So you're doing good stuff, Kelly. Very, very, very well done.